This is Coffee Talk. Hope you're having a great start to the Monday. Back to work, back to school now. All of Central Florida school districts are in session. It is a lovely morning outside. We'll be talking about our local forecast. We'll be talking about our tropics, which are getting more and more active. Yeah, we've got the stuff happening, which we knew would happen on Coffee Talk. But before that, it's a Monday. The Mondayest of Mondays, my collar's all fakakta. Let's just take a minute and take a sip of coffee. I need to actually open it. Okay. All right, now I'm doing better. Did you get your sip? Okay. All right. Anyway, lovely morning. Let's look out to our tower cam network. This is a shot over in Melbourne at the airport. And look at that. Blue skies. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous start to the day. Our first warning, live Doppler radar, is nice and quiet for us, at least over top. Now, there is a little rainfall off the east coast, but if I loop that for you, kind of see it's not coming here, not a bother to us whatsoever. So good stuff out the door. In terms of temperatures, it's 82 right now in Orlando, 80 degrees in Leesburg, 78 degrees for us in Ocala, 79 Daytona Beach. Forecast today brings those temperatures up, not to 98. We've broken that streak. We did hit 97 yesterday. I think we're going to hit 97 again today. 97 in Orlando at 3 p.m. Then there will be a couple of showers and thunder showers around today. Overall, though, we're going to start seeing those rain chances rise, which is a good thing, which is a very, very good thing. Vanessa's Life, good morning to you. Debbie says, you sound better, Eric. Not perfect, but better. It's baby steps, right? Thank you, thank you. Warren, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Good day over here. Hope on the other side of this camera, you're having a great morning. Good morning to you. Yukon says, let it snow. I mean, did we have a stretch of weather or what? Seriously. I mean, we had ourselves quite a remarkable little stretch. Now, if you did not stay dialed into the weather over the weekend, some of you do, some of you don't. That's totally fine. Here's a look at the numbers, okay? And it's impressive. This was last week. This was the second tied for the second longest stretch of temperatures in Orlando at or above 98 degrees, including a 100-degree temperature. You don't see that every day. Right? Now, yesterday, give me a minute, let me load the graphic. Here's yesterday's numbers. Did Kellyanne update this? Oh, she did. Okay. Hold on. Since she updated it. So there you go. So yesterday, actually, we made it to 96. We didn't even make it to 97 in Orlando. So we hit 96 in Orlando, hit 97 in Sanford, 98 in Leesburg. It was plenty hot, but we did not get to records, and we did not get to 98 in Orlando, which breaks that streak of 6 days. So 6 days still tied for the second longest streak of 98-degree heat or above on record. Glad that's over with. Now we can focus on some cooler days ahead. And believe me, it's not like we're talking actual cooler. You're not going to be like bringing your jacket out or anything. But look at the next few days. 97s, 95, 92 degrees on Thursday. So we're headed in the right direction. It's not cool, but it's cool. Does that make sense? Like, is that hype? Is that hype? Everybody's sitting there telling me I'm hyping it up. Whatevs. All right, so plenty hot. So for our back-to-school planner, and most everybody that's heading to school in Volusia County is already obviously on their way, but for today, just to cross our T's and dot our I's, we're looking good. 86 for the morning bus stop. Lunch, hot. Afternoon, hot. Definitely hot. Yeah. It's going to be a hot day across Central Florida once again today. So what about rainfall chances? Let's dial up our futurecast and see who and when are we going to get the rainfall. which works for me. All right. So here we are this morning. We start off nice and quiet through lunchtime, nice and quiet when you are joined by meteorologist Kelly in class on West 2 News at noon. There's 2 o'clock. Starting to see the model data pulsing up a little bit more moisture, a little bit more rainfall. Not bad. This trend will only help us keep from those temperatures getting so hot, right? Look at the latest futurecast. 4 o'clock. If this model trend continues from run to run on Futurecast, we actually may end up having to up the rain coverage a little bit today. I won't be complaining about that. 5:30, 6 o'clock, kind of see a little bit of rain, and then by 8 o'clock, we're done and over with. So in terms of the rainfall coverage today, it actually looks like it's going up. Yeah, latest model trends went from kind of a low to medium chance. Now we're like a medium approaching high chance for rainfall. So good, I'll take it. But we're starting to get more and more into that moisture machine, which is good. I'll take that. Now, in terms of temperatures today, just so that we, again, check all of the information, I do think we're going to get to a record level in Sanford, that record going back to 2013. In Orlando, will fall, I think, just degree lower, and you can see Leesburg just shy, Daytona just shy, Melbourne quite a bit shy. So that's where we're at. In terms of the reasoning, why are we getting all this moisture? Well, essentially, these next couple of days, there's a tropical wave that is moving our direction, helping to bring us rising rain chances. So let's just take a look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. And you'll notice that rain chance going up, and as that rain chance goes up, we start to watch those air temperatures come down. Today, tomorrow, hot, but those rain chances are coming up. And frankly, if the latest run of Futurecast is to be believed, then we're going to be talking about plenty of rainfall today. May not even make 97, which I would love that. And then notice by mid to late in the week, those rain chances continue. Thus, the temperatures come down, and then into the weekend, we kind of level back out. So that's where we're at. A nice hot forecast in Central Florida, but there's change afoot, which I love. Love it. Yeah. Yukon says, last year on this day, it cooled down. Popped up on my memories that I tweeted you. It was a slow news day, and you read my tweet on air. There you go. Look at that. Memories. When do we typically, or should typically, start cooling down? Hold on a second. WPBF is texting. They're having issues with their CSV file. And this is indirectly to my WPBF colleagues, but really to anybody. If there are settings set up on a computer system, don't go changing it just because, let's see what this does, because then you mess everybody else up. And then Uncle Eric has to come in and try and fix it. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Any questions, comments, concerns? Frank says it looks like we may even get a little bit of rainfall. When we look at the drought numbers, my brother Frank lives over on the West Coast. So when we look at the drought numbers, you're in that drought category. You know how dry you are. I don't keep the graphics updating on statistics for you, but when we look at the statistics for the rest of Central Florida, we have definitely fallen into a deficit again. Leesburg was doing really well for a while, not anymore, right? Like we were all doing really well, but these last few days, without getting rainfall that our climate depends on, we are now 6 inches behind where we should be in Orlando, 5 inches behind where we should be in Sanford, 5 inches behind where we should be in Leesburg. So there you go. Morgan points out, never thought I'd be excited about a high of 92 for Thursday. Better than 98. In so many ways. In so many ways. Yes, agreed. Michael says, please continue to stay hydrated. Agreed. Debbie says, as long as the change in weather is good, we're okay with it. I would say that getting out of the 98 degree temperatures is good. Right? Coop's sad he didn't get to see Coffee Talk anymore because he's at school. Well, school's important, and he can always watch either the replay or he can join us 3:30. We do a Coffee Talk, and because I'm in for Manolfi today, we get 3. I'll see you guys 3:30 this afternoon, of course, on TV during the newscasts. And then 9 p.m., you want to do this thing again? We'll do another one, 3 of them. Yep. We'll do it again. Yeah. Jennifer says, Frank likes getting his weather report from his bro. It's just the same bro that he used to say would never amount to anything, gave me noogies and wedgies. So sometimes maybe if I get it wrong, it's on purpose. Just to him. Because I don't need to earn his respect. He threw that out with the noogies. How's little Eric in school and Alexander without him in daycare? It's definitely, Anne-Marie, thank you for asking. It's definitely a transition. It's definitely a transition for the family. So, we're getting through it just like everybody else has, and everybody else will always have to. It's just a transition. Frank said, quote, I never said that. Probably not, I know. Probably not. But it sounds like something that you would say. I don't know. I can't drink coffee at 9 p.m., though. What are we supposed to drink? So, Jessica, understood. So, at 9 o'clock, even though it'll say Coffee Talk, no judgment if it's a glass of wine. No judgment if it's a little spirit. No judgment if it's a cup of water or a tea. I'm going to be drinking coffee just to keep my tush awake. But to everybody else, y'all do what y'all have to do. All right? Any other questions before we go to the tropics? Because, yeah, things are happening. Yeah, Jan says 9 p.m. is adult coffee talk. We still keep it rated G because at the end of the day, they pay my paycheck and they expect that. So, but there's lines that we can dance around a little bit. All right, to the tropics we go, my friends. Here's a look outside. There are 2 areas that we are watching. Aguaya, David Green. I start band camp today at UCF. All right. I have to back off from the tropics for 1 second because I got a marching night in here. So, did you see my forecast on the marching nights page? If not, here is, hold on, it's loading. Here is today's band camp forecast for the marching nights. It's going to be hot. I'm going to get a couple of storms around. Yeah, but otherwise, great. Start learning that show. The family will be out there in just a couple of weeks. All right. I'm by the way, this week I'm going to be posting forecasts to the UCF Marching Nights page for band camp. 400 something members I saw. Good God, that's crazy. Sidebar to anyone that does not know, Jeannie and I were both marching knights. I was a baritone player. She was a Starlit Night dancer back in the day. So there's obviously a lot of MK love in this house. All right, to the tropics. There are 2 areas that we are watching for possible development out there, both in yellow, both with a 426. My God, I feel like we had 200 members when I was in the band, and that was big. That's a lot. Oh my God, have a great time. And I'll see you for alumni band. Actually, half the weather team will be at the homecoming game. Almost half, because I'll be in the alumni band. Manolfi will be in seats. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, all right, enough. To the tropics. 2 areas that we're watching, both with a low-end chance of development over the next 7 days' time. So what that tells me is that we're starting to watch the tropics waking up. Now, we knew this was going to happen. I told you about this a while ago. Late August into September, we knew we were going to get into our active phase of the repeating cycle. Frank's asking, will Jay be there? He's got season tickets too. Oh yeah. That means 2/3 of the Burris boys are going to every single UCF game. Frank, when are you going to get some UCF season tickets? Jason was not in, my brother Jason was not in the UCF marching band though, so he doesn't get to do alumni band like I do. All right, so that's what's doing out in the tropics at the moment. I will point out that there's some moisture out there, but not really anything that's getting fired up quickly. Okay, now that said, let's take a look at the model data and just kind of get an idea what's happening. Diane says, yeah, for that low brass. You know it, Diane. Baritone. Anyway, okay. All right, so this is the GFS 6Z run. It's the most recent run of the American GFS model. This is the operational. And we'll just roll through time. And you can kind of see out there near the Cabo Verde Islands, that little blue dot right where it says forecast high 98. That's the model trying to develop something, all right? And then something else, nothing big. But while this is happening, this is August 26th. Notice around the Yucatan Channel, okay? There's something interesting here. Let me back it up. Right around the Caribbean, it's trying to pop up a little CAG, break off a piece of energy, cross the Florida Peninsula, and then bomb it out up toward the Carolinas. Now, that said, just remember during our hurricane season forecast that we put out, and if you're unfamiliar with it, by the way, the hurricane season forecast goes out March the 1st, and we don't change it. wesh.com/hurricane forecast. But look at the model data again. This is August the 25th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 28th, the 9th. That time frame deliberately links up with the part of the weather pattern we refer to as the Carolina coast storm. Now, the first two versions did not yield tropical systems, but there were decent storm systems each time. Then August 21st through the 29th, we're going to be watching this section of coastline, the 21st through the 29th. So notice the GFS is trying to get something going in that area. Now, it's the very end of the model, so take it for what it is. But it's something, okay? So that's the GFS. Let's look at the GFS ensembles and get an idea of what they're doing. Let me just back this up. All right, now, for those of you that are new to Coffee Talk, because we've got 500 people watching, what is an ensemble? So what you're looking at here, okay, essentially is 51 different flavors of the GFS. All right, there. All it is it's just different versions of the GFS running in tandem with each other, okay? Now, this can be very confusing, right? Nobody wants to see this. But you can kind of see some of those little panels have different areas of low pressure and such. So what we do when we look at the ensemble members is instead of just looking at it like this, what we do is we put all of them on top of each other. Like this. And what you're looking for, it normalizes the pressure, but you start looking for areas of you see all those little L's developing. You see all those little L's developing out in the open Atlantic on the bottom right corner of your screen. Those are different ensemble members showing areas of low pressure, right? So if I zoom into the Caribbean area, notice these are not 40 different, storms, but what they are is they're different versions of the GFS trying to show some tropical stuff. So you've got some models that are kind of trying to bubble something up in the Gulf of Mexico and lift it up, some models that are trying to do that out east of us, but there's definitely ensemble support, we'll say, and each one of those little red L's is an ensemble. There's definitely ensemble support that the 25th through the 8th, there's going to be something to track, right? And then we just, by looking at our long range forecast, we know that the pattern would at least favor something working toward the Carolinas. Is this perfect? No. Is anything perfect? No. But at least it gives us an idea of something to watch, okay? So that's the GFS. Let's switch over and look at the European model. All right, and the European is just another global model that we use. This is the European rolling through time. And there's definitely ensemble support for development out over the ocean. You kind of see that purple shade there above where it says current temp 77, right? That purple dot, that's the European model showing on August the 21st that there's going to be something developing, but it recurves it on the 23rd, all right? And then from there, there's the 27th. It's got some weak sauce around the Gulf and around the Carolinas, but nothing big. So the GFS is definitely a little more bullish than the European is. Let's switch over to the ensemble plots. And again, it's the exact same thing where you've got 1 through 25 here, and then you've got 25 through 50 here. So the Europeans got, it actually, I think it has like 100 members. But we can composite them all together, and you can kind of see the ensemble members coming alive, showing development, right? Now, one thing that's interesting, I would say most of the European ensemble members are wanting to bring these Cabo Verde style lows and either recurve them or bring them awfully close to the southeastern United States. There are a few ensemble members that try to develop stuff in the Gulf of Mexico, but you can see most all of them are east of us. And the reason that we use ensemble members is because if you look at this, you can tell that the European is sniffing stuff out, whereas if you look at the control member, it's really not, right? So that's why there's a power of the ensembles, because the ensembles peel back the curtain and give you an idea of what the models are trying to do, right? So toward the end, I mean, that's like the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th of August, the ensemble. And again, that's not saying that there's 90 storm systems coming toward the United States. It's just the different members trying to sniff it all out. But there's definitely ensemble support that there could be something to track, right? Now, as far as our hurricane cycles go, this to me is the most interesting part. August 21st through the 29th, that lines up. The Carolinas line up. So it's going to be a situation where these next couple of weeks, we're very much going to have to watch this. Now, I would tell you two things. First off, check out, if you have not already, our long-range hurricane season forecast, wesh.com/hurricane forecast. That's number one. Number two, know that during hurricane season, particularly when things get interesting, during Coffee Talk, we dive deep. We look at the ensembles, we get into all the information, and then as well, Tuesdays, and more than likely we'll add extra versions, but as the tropics get more and more active, we're going to be doing on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. our Tracking the Tropics broadcast, so you can check that out as well. So I've just been entering it up. At the end of the day, though, right now we're looking at model data, but there's only a low-end chance for something to develop at the moment. There's plenty of time to watch things, and certainly we will. Okay, let me stop talking. Now let's talk and take questions. Frank says, I love Coffee Talk class time. Thank you. I appreciate it, Denise. Me too, class time. Oh, that's so funny. When I get into the models, thanks. That's funny. Oh my God, that's funny, Philip. Then he taught them many things by parables. Oh, jeez, Philip. Nancy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Barbara, best description of the GFS ever. Thank you, thank you. Mickey's pointing out over on YouTube, it's going to be interesting with these hot waters. I would agree with that. But the Saharan air layer, little by little, will start to calm down, and that's going to allow the tropics to wake up, which we're already starting to see, right? Yeah. John, I know it's out of your area, but can you show us weather this Friday here in Tennessee, taking my son to Vandy to start his first year of college? Holy crow, John. All right. Give me 2 seconds to dial up the model data for you. Tuesday, Tennessee, standby. Give me a second. U.S. regions. All right. Okay, so here we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that funny? This is the GFS showing a little spin up right there around the 30th. Isn't that funny? See that there in the bottom right corner? Anyway, all right. So when was it? We were talking about Tennessee. I totally missed it. Next week? Okay. This Friday. All right, this Friday, Tennessee. So there's Friday. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice in terms of rainfall. In terms of temperatures, 24-hour max Fahrenheit. In terms of temperatures, looks like mid to upper 80s. In terms of low temperatures, 60s. Oh, you dog. A little jealous there, not going to lie. All right, let's see here. When will the tropical wave get close to our east coast this week? So literally these next couple of days, that weak wave is going to approach us, and that's what's going to allow for our moisture chances to kind of go up, which we need. At the end of the day, we need. Kristen says, this is the weirdest year, the hottest, which Florida is unclear. Yeah, I mean, it's the hottest year to date on record, and it has been weird. Yeah. When will we get relief from the heat dome? This week. Wow. This week. Oh, I'm so happy to see it. So happy to see this change. Yeah. I'll take the protective heat bubble instead. Becca, I will be going to UCF for the program on future nights. Go Knights. Giddy up. Love it. Love it. Go Knights. Charge on. Thanks, Eric, for class. I don't know how you have time to explore all these various models, graphs, sites. The wife will tell you I just get busy looking at data, particularly when hurricane season kicks in. I really get more and more into the data because we need to watch the tropics closely. And then what's funny is October, November, December, working on my long range forecast, I get very busy as well. Yep. Sun starts UCF marching band today. Kristen, well, listen, Kristen, you missed it. You missed it earlier. I am a former marching knight, and I do the forecast for the marching knights. My wife is also a former marching knight. You have to check it out. I do the forecast on the UCF Marching Knights Facebook page. Love it. Not that I'm excited for, having some small little involvement in that organization. Just a small involvement. Yeah. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns about anything whatsoever? Zachary on YouTube. Since I'm from West Virginia, when UCF plays WVU, I'm going to be cheering for both of them. But the other game is UCF all the way. I'll take that, Zachary. Manalfi's going to be at the West Virginia game. I'm going to be at the West Virginia game. I'll probably be on the field. That's my goal. Did you meet your wife at band? So we never overlapped. She's a couple of years younger than I am, but we met through UCF. Yeah. Debbie, holy cannoli. You see the number of people here today, 340 plus. I have over 500 in total on all platforms. But, I do the same forecast if we have 10 people versus if we have 10,000 people. Because, listen, when there's a hurricane threatening, we've gotten up over 10,000 viewers. So, and we do it just the same. Yukon Field, you're playing. Alumni band. Just the alumni band. Yeah. I'm not a marching. I'm a parent. I have no time for that, for anything outside of them. But yeah, my son and daughter-in-law met at UCF. I love it, Jody. I love it. So yeah, lots of UCF love in this house. All right. Enough. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Would ya? I've got so much talking today. I'm going to try and reserve my voice. And I have an eye appointment. Can I tell y'all something? I have an eye appointment. Because at 9 o'clock, I'm getting my eyes checked. And the plan is a couple of hours later, I'm going to go order some new glasses, prescriptions. I'm going to keep these glasses, just get some new lenses put in them. And then I've got my image consultant guidance, so I'm going to get some new glasses. So excited. All right. Does that sound good? Sound good to you? Cheryl, I have an eye appointment too. I'll see you there, Cheryl. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, y'all. Take care. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you again live on the social media channels at 3:30, 4 o'clock on TV, 5:30, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. on the social channels, 10 and 11 on TV. It's a busy day. Let's do it together. Sound good? Sound good. Bye, y'all. Take care.